Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube, and this right here I call chapstick, and this is cake batter flavored and scented. I picked it up at random. You know from the title what we're going to do, so let me do the intro while I am priming my eyes. Fenty Brow Pencil Pat Primer, Pat Foundation, and on my lower lash line and lower inner rims is the NYX Retractable Eyeliner in brown. So that's everything on my face right now. So I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy, just enjoying whatever it is you're here on YouTube to do. And if you're doing videos, knowing it's okay to be yourself, not trying to be like anybody else or being overly concerned with what somebody's going to say. Just do you, boo-boo, and just rock it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we are about self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, but never feeling like we have to, and using whatever products we want to, whatever way we want to, whatever technique we want to, not feeling like we have to do things just because it seems like almost everybody else does whatever that thing is, or they're all hyped up about a certain product, because you're the one spending your money getting what you get. Use it however you want to, because you need to be satisfied with how your makeup looks. That's the concept of the Crazy Troll Nation, is just being yourself and just rocking it and just being you and being okay with being you and loving yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. I need to let you know, if you're new here, I do curse on my channel sometimes. Why, troll? Because I curse, period, sometimes. I do try to catch myself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and so I just wanted to let you know that so you won't be caught off guard. So let's get into what we're doing. This is Mothership number 3, Subversive. And you saw I was excited about this one, right? And this is Sunlit Seduction. Again, I keep thinking I'm done with it, y'all, and just how this is crooked, this is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling crooked. Like it just isn't letting me go. I just keep feeling like there's more that can be done with it, and I'm insistent upon doing more with it. So I'm gonna dab here because my eyes are tearing. I lit a candle and my eye allergies were not happy with it, and so I blew it out after, like, not even blew it, but put the lid on it, because once you take the oxygen out, it'll go out. So that's something you can do instead of blowing out your candles, because then there's sulfur in the air and all of that, yada, yada, yada. Let's just get into it. We're going to take Extreme Black. We are starting dark. And this is going to go. This is going to go on the outer portion of our lid, the fourth quarter of our lid. So we're still doing quarters. Fourth quarter, third quarter, second quarter, and then the first quarter, which is the inner part of the lid. This primer is sticky. I'm wondering now if I'm gonna, this is cheering down here already too. I didn't powder down, I didn't put on concealer for a reason, because if I need to clean up later, then I will be able to easily do that by just adding concealer or primer, or more primer, I should say. So this is what that is looking like, and I want to take it higher. So I'm just kind of patting and dragging, because for me, the Fenty primer is a tacky primer, and the closer I get to it being finished, the more dry it seems to be, sometimes to the point where it doesn't even blend properly, which causes problems with the shadow blending properly over top of it. And so I am near the bottom of it. I go through one in about 3.5, 4 months. I seriously do. And because it is the only primer I use. But I'm always excited when I finish one, but when I get near the bottom, I can tell, well, not only using it, but how it looks. Like, you see all this space. It's like, yeah, I'll be using it. But I'm not sure how this look is going to come out, which is nothing new, because usually I don't know how my looks are going to come out. I write them out and just hope for the best. And I didn't want to keep using the Extreme Black, because that's automatically going to make it look dark, even though I like dark. But I didn't want something to be like a stark contrast against the other palette. Like, we want the palettes to complement each other, and of course black goes with everything. But I didn't want to take away. This side seems further down. This is further up. So I'm tapping it again, and we're going to bring this down here. Yeah, that's what we wanted to do. So I need to do like where the corner of my eye is, like right here, instead of going above it, which is what I did. So I'm still learning. Even though I've been doing this technique, I'm still learning how to get the shape I want, because I like a sharp wing, which I can do by cleaning up with concealer or using a stencil or something. But I'm simple. I just want to just do stuff and hoping that I can learn freehand to get the shape that I want and for them to look somewhat similar at least. And so that's my goal. And when I see people freehand like graphic eyeshadow looks, I'm just like, whoa. Like, that's a skill set I can only dream about. I'm like, I'm living vicariously through you, because troll here, yeah, I don't know about that, but it is really nice though. And I'm not against stencils or anything. I'm just lazy. I just want to put a brush in it, put shadow on my eye, and it worked. And it can be fun doing different shapes with stencils and experimenting with graphic liner and different designs in your stencils to make your eyeshadow look like it's different designs. But I'm just lazy, and I admit it. We're now going to take Gigabyte, this shade right here. I'm trying to think if I've ever put this next to Extreme Black before. This can be a look, y'all. Take Extreme Black like halfway and then put Gigabyte the rest of the way. I don't think I've done this before, because I'm pretty sure I would have remembered this. Didn't I have this reaction yesterday when I did the look? I'm saying this could be your look. Just take the dark shade half over, and then the shade I was putting on the third quarter of the lid, put that on the first half, and that could be your look. I think I did say that yesterday. This shade is beautiful, and I enjoy this entire palette. People talk about Gigabyte, but I'm like, you know what? I love these two equally as I do with Gigabyte, and actually this shade here. I love this whole palette, to be honest with you. I just do. The only thing that gets tricky for me is I never know what shade this is, and looking in it, it has different color reflex in it. But I'll think, oh, okay, I'll put this here. It'll look pink, and it'll be green or whatever. And I don't remember what color it turns out to be, because for a few of the Motherships, the white shade does not show up white, and I forget which is which. I'm a label person, so it's like, just put a label on it and say what color it's going to be, right? That would make sense. We're going to sweep back and forth over this line. I don't want to lose the black. I don't want Gigabyte to take over either. So we're just, I don't know if this is, all right, I'm putting a little bit more pressure. I don't want to lose either one of these colors, but I do want to blend. And so, oh, good grief. This way it looks blended. Okay, as long as whatever angle it looks blended, because then when it doesn't, I know that it's just the lighting. And so we're going to leave this alone. So like this, it doesn't. Yeah, it does, because it looks really dark and then like a grayish green and then the green. So we're going to do the same thing over here. I'm checking to see if it's the same amount of space between here and here. And I think this side, we're going to go back to the brush with Extreme Black, and we're just going to press above where it ended, because it looks like it's less space here. And so we're just blending using the tip of this brush on this top line, and I do think that looks better. Okay, so back to the brush with Gigabyte. And oh, I didn't want to put more Gigabyte, so let's just put that here. I wanted to just go lightly in between. I didn't want to add more shadow, because then it will, you know what, that did make it blend quicker than this side. So you just take a little bit of Gigabyte and put that there. And we're going to do it over here, since we did add more Gigabyte on the brush. So whatever little bit is left, yeah. Ooh. And I'm hoping I don't mess up with what I'm about to do. So we're just, you know, blending this up top. Wow. Y'all, I love this palette. The first three Motherships are my favorites, because those are my vibes. So I'm always excited to use them. Now we're going to go into Sunlit Seduction, and we're going to take Astral Gilded Aura. This shade here, which swatched gold, but then some angles it's a little pinkish. Yeah, it tricked me, whatever look that was. It might have been yesterday when I put it on, and I'm like, this looks pink. Like now, looking down here, let me close this palette so it doesn't fall in there. Yeah, so it's looking pink now, but sometimes it looks gold. And I was hoping it was going to show up gold because we put it next to Gigabyte, which is green. So this is going to be a grungy-ish-esque look with the green and the pink. Yeah, it looks golden. Well, here it looks kind of orangey. This is what I see. This right here is what I see. It just looks gold. Here it looks kind of orangey. This is an interesting shadow. To put something I think is going to look one way and then it doesn't, because it could ruin a look. And some people do swatches before they do the looks. As you can tell, I don't. So it's like whatever happens is going to happen, and we're going to roll with it. You know what? I like this look. I realized too that I need to use those pure metals from Lethal. I've been just so much using Pat, and I keep telling myself I need to take a break, but then I'm like, I want to just do this other thing first, because I feel like once I put down Sunlit Seduction, she gonna be down. And so I'm like, let me just get everything done that I think to do right now, and maybe revisit it in a couple months, maybe. But we're going to take Skin Tint Radiance, this shade here, and that's going to go on the inner portion of the lid, just right here. I've seen some people put this here and then put one of these 3 shades on top of it, and it's just looking a little dusty. That's interesting. I'm going to go back with, my eye is tearing upward over here because when I'm doing this, the brush feels wet, which means it's wet from here. The bottom part is wet. The bottom part. So when I went this way, the top part is wet because the brush is turned a different way. Darn. And I do have fallout, but we're going to clean that up later. I'm liking it, but I'm not liking it. You know what? We're just going to leave it. If I did this again, I would just take Astral Gilded Aura all the way in and not put this here. It does add a brightness to the look, but it's borderline dusty to me. It looks borderline dusty, and that I don't like. And it is wet, like right here, and it's making the brush wet. I hate when that happens. Now we're going to take, I have fallout in my lashes. Now we are going to take Deep Shade from Subversive, this right here. And that's why we put the brown on our lower lash line. I have fallout in my eye. I am going to blow this down. So maybe I won't put on concealer, but I need to do something because I need to clean up the fallout under my eye and on my face. So we are taking this down. And when it tears, this is where it goes. So this part right here ends up wet and smeared. So we're just going to do it because it's going to look like that anyway. Like how it looks smeared right there. Yeah, that's what it would do. So we're just going to do it. Get a head start on it happening on its own. Did I just mess up? Nope. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I've been liking that my videos are a little bit shorter. I did get a new laptop. It still seems to take longer than I think it should take to upload. So I may still go to Comcast and ask about upgrading my internet and making sure I ask them about the upload speed, not internet speed, because the internet speed is fine. It's just the upload speed, uploading to YouTube. But so far, like the new laptop is fine, and I'm learning it because the buttons are in different places, and so I'll go to hit something and I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just learning. It's a larger laptop, which is not a problem, and the keypad is smaller. Like on the left side, usually it's on laptops. The keypad is smaller, My old one, the up, down, that fourth buttons are under the keypad. This one is next to it, and so the whole thing is just wider, and so things are more spread out, and so I actually have to look and see where stuff is before I start pushing buttons. Now we're going to take, I am going to put concealer on, I think, still. We're going to take Hypnotic Bronze from Sunlit Seduction, this shade here. Now this eye is starting to tear, like in the corner over here. What? Oh no, it's tearing in here. You know, my temperature is turned down, so the AC keeps kicking on, and there's a vent above where I'm sitting, and we're going to layer this over top of whatever that shade was, deep shade. This brush is wet. Oh, this brush is really wet. This is not good. I should start here, since this is wet here and this is wet here. So let's start over here, even though the brush is still wet regardless of where I start. Teary eyes, y'all, is it's annoying. It's annoying, and that came down too far. That brush is super wet. We're going to take, and I have shadow in my eye. This is a brush with nothing on it. I don't know if this is going to help since it is damp under here. I am thinking I need more depth on the top part of the look, because this is smoky under here and the lid is not. So I think I may actually even take a brown eyeliner just to tie it in some. And I'm looking in here to see what I could do. We're going to take the brush. What brush had deep shade on it? This brush had deep shade on it. We're going to, I don't know if I want to do that. We're going to tap into this, and we're just going to very lightly just run this right here. We're going to go in small circular motions. So we're just putting just a tiny bit just to make it look a little bit smokier. My eyes are tearing horribly. Oh my gosh. So it's tearing over here and on the inside. I'll clean it up as best as I can. And we're going to do small circular motions over here. So this is just going to be really just blown out and smoky, since the lower lash line is so smoky and damp. We're going to bring this a little further in to like the center of the brow and just do small circular motions over here. I am liking the look. We're going to tap in very lightly and tap off, and we're going to just bring some in because I'm seeing a gap right here. Small circular motions very lightly. We're not adding any more shadow. I do like this look. I just need something darker for upper lash line. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a brown. This is wet in here already, right here, and it's starting to look patchy because it's creasing because it's wet. If my eyes were not, if my lids were not hooded, it would just dry and be fine. But because when I look up, the puffiness creates a fold, that's what makes it crease. So it's just my eye shape, and with my eyes tearing, they tear upward, which is so annoying. So we're going to take one of these T3 brushes from Esom. We're going to take MAC's Fluid Line and Zip Down, which is a brown. I could just take this further over too for more smoke, but I do like this look. It is different, and so I like it because it's different. I'm going to edit out putting this on. I'm going to put on the MAC Stack Mascara, the black one. We're going to put on concealer, powder to face down, the regular. Everything we did yesterday, we're going to do today. So we will be right back after that. This is the finished look. This is what we have. We did not put any powder on. I did put on concealer under eye and this area here. Both of my eyes are tearing so bad. I didn't even powder down. There is just primer, foundation, and concealer on. I didn't even do mascara. We went with, excuse me, Eleonore from Martine Cosmetics, and so that's the lip. I am really digging this look. It's almost reminding me of something that I did with the Moulin Bank palette, and maybe it's because I purchased Eleonore with that, because it does go very well with that palette. But this is what we have, and I am really digging it. Let me know what you think of this look, and as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.